All right. So this is Kenny Santos out of Toronto, Canada for KennySantos.com. It is MLM Monday, so that means it's time for another network marketing tip. And this one is the difference between wannabes and successful in network marketing. What's the big difference between those who want to be successful and those who actually are successful? Is it about their network? Is it about their skill set? Ultimately, it's not about those things, because you could have someone with a large network and they're still not successful in network marketing, and you get someone with some great skills and they're still not successful. What really separates the haves and the have-nots in this particular profession is about their activities and what the successful. They're willing to do the IPAs. They're willing to do the income-producing activities, or the MMAs, the money-making activities. The unsuccessful, they're less likely to do them. They're reluctant to do the money-making activities, to make the cold calls, to do the prospecting. It's like pulling teeth. They're like, okay, yeah, I'll do some prospecting tomorrow, but today I really got to research my company. I got to watch some videos online. I got to learn all about the product. I got to learn all about the comp plan. I got to learn about all these things first, and then once I know them, then I'll prospect. I'll probably prospect tomorrow. When it's time to prospect the next day, they drive around town thinking, yep, you know what, that's a good place to prospect, and that's a good place to prospect, and I better call, Steve. I can call him tomorrow. And then they push it off again another day, while the guy that, the successful, they already started prospecting 3 days ago. Instead of pushing it off till tomorrow, they made 10 calls today. Yesterday, they make another 10 calls today, and then they'll make another 10 calls tomorrow. Whereas the unsuccessful, they push it off till tomorrow, and the next day, they'll think, oh, you know what? These are some good places to prospect. I've done my scouting. I'll prospect the next day. And so you got to be able to do those income-producing activities. Now, for some people, income-producing activities, they're a lot of fun to do. They like cold calling. They like reaching out to people on Facebook. They like answering or talking to people that have answered some of their marketing. But if you're like most people and you don't like the income-producing activities, you don't like prospecting, then you got to figure out how to make it fun for yourself. There's a couple different things that you could do. One thing that you can do is that you set up goals, activity goals for yourself. And if you meet those goals, notice I didn't say you got to meet some results, but if you meet those goals, saying, you know what, if I call 10 people or 5 people a day for the next 5 days, then I'll bring my family to, if you have a young family, maybe you'll bring them to Chuck E. Cheese, all right? And so that's kind of like your family's reward for you doing the goals, so that on Monday, when you got to do your 5 calls, you don't want to let your son down or your daughter down, and not bring them to Chuck E. Cheese on the Saturday, all right? You want to bring them, so you will get those 5 calls done, all right? Then you'll get them done on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so that when Saturday comes, you can bring them out. And so, you don't tell them what's happening, but you set that up for yourself. You set up some sort of goal for your activities, and you set up a reward if you reach that goal. Now, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money, but if it's something that you're going to do anyway, make it a goal and a reward for yourself. It could be going out on a date with your wife. You know what? If you traditionally go out with sushi with your wife every Saturday, then you got to set that up as a goal or as a reward for a goal, and you're more likely to do the activity. There are a number of different ways of making the IPAs a lot more fun to do, all right? Because if you don't do it, let's say, you say, well, I didn't meet my goals this week, but I don't want my wife to suffer because I didn't make my goals, so I'm just going to take her out anyway. You're breaking a promise to yourself. And if you can't trust yourself, how can you trust your prospect? How can your prospects even trust you? So set up those goals, all right? And you're more likely to get the activity done, because if you do the activity, that's where the results come in. It's not about the kind of activity or the kind of income-producing activity. You might think, well, what's better? Is Facebook better than, cold calling? Don't worry about what's better. Worry about the one that you're most likely to do. If you're not good with Facebook, then don't start with that. If you don't like picking up the phone, then don't do that. Do something that you're most likely to do. Not what you think's going to be most effective, but what you're most likely to do. I do have another way of making prospecting or making those IPAs more fun. It's going to be found in my blog. You can read about it. I'll leave a link in the description of this video. But in the meantime, remember this: every day, multiple times a day, the universe sends us miracles. All we got to do is recognize those miracles, and of course, we got to accept them. I invite you to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And in the meantime, create a great day.